Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Tech Guru. Please click on the like, share and subscribe button.
Hello friends, my today's topic is operators in Python. Friends, I hope you have already seen my previous video about data types and variables. If you have not watched, so I suggest you please watch that video before operators so that you can understand all the concepts very well. So let's start our today's session, operators in Python. Friends, first of all we have to understand the meaning of operator. Operator is a symbol that represents an action or process. It means operator is a special symbol that has a predefined meaning and that meaning never changes. For example, if I say 10 plus 20, here plus is an operator. It has a fixed meaning. It means we have to add both the values. So plus sign means add the values. So this is an operator. In the same way we have minus, multiply, divide. All these symbols are known as operators. Friends, you must have seen this statement earlier, C equal to A plus B. We all know its meaning. We have to add the values of A and B and then store the result in C. Friends, in this statement, A, B and C are the variables on which we have to perform some calculation. So these three variables are known as operands and the operation that we have to perform is known as operators. A plus B. So plus symbol is operator here. It means values of A and B will be added and the result will be stored to C. So this equal to sign means storing the result to C. It is also an operator. It is known as assignment operator. So friends, I hope the concept of operator is clear. Now let's see the types of operators that are available in Python. Friends, Python supports 7 types of operators: arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison or relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, membership operators and identity operators. Friends, today we are going to study all these operators one by one. This video will be little bit lengthy because I am going to explain all these operators in detail. So let's start with the arithmetic operators. Friends, arithmetic operators are plus, minus, multiply, divide and modulus. These operators are used in mathematics also. These are used to solve some arithmetic problems. That's why we call these operators arithmetic operators. So let's see its practical. To start Python, I click on start button, then I type ideally. I have already installed Python 3.9. So friends, now Python shell is available to me. Now let's start the work. I write 10 plus 5. So friends, here plus sign is my arithmetic operator. It means adding the values of 10 and 5. Simple. Then I say 10 minus 5 minus operator. 10 multiply by 5. Simple. Multiply operator. Then I say 10 divide by 5. Friends, this divide operator returns the quotient in float form. Just see, when I divide 10 by 5, 5 to the 10, remainder is 0, quotient is 2, but still it returns 2.0. It means this divide operator always returns a float value. That's why the result is 2.0. Alright friends, if you want to get remainder, then we use this modulus symbol. So now I am going to divide 10 by 3 and I will get the remainder. We all know when we divide 10 by 3, we get remainder as 1. So it means this modulus symbol, this operator returns the remainder. Alright friends, now we have two special operators in Python. Friends, 10 double multiply sign 2, that is known as exponent. It works as power. So this statement means 10 raised to the power 2. So 10 raised to the power 2 means 10 into 10. So I will get 100. Okay friends. Now we have one more type of division here. This is called floor division. This type of division always returns integer value, an integer lesser than the float result that is given by our simple division. Just see friends, here I got 2. Let's see it's one more example. I say 10 floor division by 3. So we got 3 here. Let's see how. Friends, when we divide 10 by 3, 3 3s are 9. Then we got remainder 1. Still we can divide further, but this floor division returns the integer number. So the result of 10 floor division 3 is 3. Okay friends, so I hope the difference between simple division and float division is clear to you. Simple division always returns the float value, but float division always returns the integer value. That's it about arithmetic operators. Next is our assignment operator. Friends, assign means to store some value. Let's see. Friends, I am writing here a equal to 10. We all know this equal to sign means storing the 10 value in a. It means I am assigning right hand side value to left hand side variable. That's why this equal to sign is known as assignment operator. Alright friends, it always assigns the value available at right hand side to the variable available at left hand side. I press enter. Now I am going to print its value. I got 10. So that is our assignment operator. Friends, consider you want to write like this: a equal to a plus 10. It means you want to add 10 to value of a. But I have a shortcut for it. I can write like this: a plus equal to 10. Let's see the result. See, I got the correct output 20. So friends, this statement is equivalent to a equal to a plus 10. Alright, and this particular statement is little bit faster than this statement because here variable is accessed 2 times. But in this statement variable is accessed only 1 time. That's why it is faster as compared to this statement. And the operator that we are using here, plus equal to, it is our arithmetic assignment operator. Alright friends, plus equal to arithmetic assignment operator. In the same way, we can subtract the value from a like this: a minus equal to 10. So now the value of a will be 10. We can use multiply equal to, we can use divide equal to, and modulus equal to also. All these are arithmetic assignment operators. Friends, that is about assignment operators. Now let's study the next, comparison operators. We can also call it relational operators. Comparison or relational operators are used to compare 2 or more different values. Let's see. Friends, I store value 10 to a variable a. Now I want to check its value. For comparison, we use double equal to. Friends, see, I am not saying a equal to 5. If I write a equal to 5, then value of 5 will be stored to a. But here I am using double equal to. Double equal to sign is a comparison operator. It will compare the value of a with 5. Is a is equal to 5 or not? So this operator will return two values, either true or false. Let's see. Here I got false because value of A is 10, but I am comparing it with 5. If I check, is A equal to 10? So I got true. And we have not equal to sign also. A is not equal to 10. This not equal to is reverse of this. Right now value of A is 10 and I am checking A is not equal to 10, so I will get false. Friends, next is greater than sign. A is greater than 6. Right now value of A is 10 and I am comparing it with 6. So I will get true result. Value of A is 10 and I am comparing it with 10. Is 10 greater than 10? So this condition is false. I will get false result. But friends, if I check A is greater than equal to 10, now I will get true because value of A is 10. I am checking whether 10 is greater than 10. No. But is this equal to 10? Yes. Because greater than equal to will check for greater value and for equal also. So now I am going to get true result. Alright friends, so I hope it is clear. In the same way, we can use less than sign also. Is A less than 5? False. Is A is less than 10? False, because value of A is 10. 10 is not less than 10. But if I check A is less than equal to 10, now I got true result. Alright friends, now let's see logical operators. Friends, in Python we have three logical operators: AND, OR and NOT. So before doing practical, we have to understand the meaning of these operators. Friends, AND and OR operators are used to combine two or more conditions. If given all the conditions are true, then AND operator will give a true result. If any of the given conditions is false, then AND operator gives the false output. If both the conditions are false, in that case also AND gives false. It means the truth table of AND operator is like this. If all the given conditions are true, then result will be true, otherwise result will be false. It means all the conditions should be true to get true result in AND operator. But in OR operator, if any of the given conditions is true, then we get true result. If both the conditions are false, then only the result will be false. And NOT, it is very clear from the name. If given condition is true, then answer will be false. If given condition is false, then result will be true. It is just the reverse of the given condition. So friends, you have to learn the truth table of all these three operators. It is not very difficult. If you have learned electronics, you must have learned about logical gates. It is same. AND means if all the conditions are true, then result is true. If any of the given conditions is true, then OR says true. Alright, now let's see its practical. Friends, I am declaring two variables, A equal to 10, B equal to 20. Now I am going to check some conditions. Is A is greater than 5 and B is greater than 5. Let's see. This is my first condition. Value of A is 10. So is 10 is greater than 5? Answer is true. This is my second condition. B is greater than 5. B is 20. So this condition is also true. And between these conditions I am having AND operators. Both the given conditions are true. So the overall answer will be true. Alright friends. Now I am changing my condition little bit. is A is greater than 15 and B is greater than 15? What will happen now? This condition is false, this condition is true, because one of the given condition is false, one is true, so AND operator will give overall result as false. Alright friends, now let's check the same condition with OR operator. So it means, is A is greater than 15? This is false. Is B is greater than 15? This is true. In between these two conditions, I am having OR operator, so overall result will be true. Alright friends, now let's understand the working of NOT. Is A is greater than 15? Friends, we know this is false because A is 10. Now I am going to write NOT here. So I got true result because this condition, A is greater than 15, is actually false. But I am using NOT operator. That's why I got the overall result as true. So friends, that was our logical operators. Now let's study about bitwise operators. Friends, before starting with bitwise operators, you must understand the meaning of bits, because bitwise operators work on binary numbers. As we know, all the alphabets, all the symbols are having a binary code associated with it. Bitwise operators actually works on those binary numbers. If you have learned about binary numbers, then you will understand this concept very easily. But if you don't know anything about binary numbers, then I am going to tell you a little bit about that is sufficient for Python. Friends, when we see our keyboard, there are so many symbols, alphabets and numbers available. When we press any key, computer generates an 8-bit code corresponding to that number or alphabet. That 8-bit code is known as ASCII code, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So friends, every number, every symbol, every alphabet has ASCII code associated with it. Alright, and bitwise operators work on these binary codes. Now let's see it practically. Friends, I am writing 5 and 6. This AND is my bitwise AND operator. Let's see its output. I got 4. Now let's understand how it is calculated. So friends, the binary code for 5 is, in the starting we have 4 zeros and then 0, 1, 0, 1. This is 5. And 6 is 4 zeros in the starting, then 0, 1, 1, 0. Friends, this is 6. And now we apply bitwise AND operator on these two numbers. Friends, if you remember, we have just studied about logical operators AND operator. There, what was the truth table of AND? So friends, the truth table of AND is like this. If all the given conditions are true, only then we will get true result, otherwise we get false. And here true is indicated by 1 and false is indicated by 0. So if all the conditions are 1, then we will get 1, otherwise we will get 0. Now let's solve it. 1 and 0. So we got 0. 0 and 1, we get 0. 1, 1. So we get 1. And friends, this is the code for 4. How it is 4? Because friends, in binary number system we don't have ones, tens, 100, 1000, 10,000. We have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 128. Alright friends, so here the digit 1 is available at 4th place, so the result is 4. Friends, let's see one more example. I am declaring one variable a and I am storing here 8. I'm declaring one more variable b. I'm storing here 4. Now let's apply bitwise AND operator on a and b. Just see friends, I got 0 here. Why it is 0? Because code for 8 is this, code for 4 is this. Now I apply bitwise AND operator. 0 0 means 0, 0 0 0, 0 plus 1 is 0, 0 and 1 is 0, 1 and 0 0. So all the 4 bits are 0. It means my overall answer is 0. Alright friends, now let's apply OR operator. I say A bitwise OR B. I got 12. Let's understand this friends. Code for 8 is this, code for 4 is this. Now I am going to apply my bitwise OR operator. The truth table of OR operator is this. If any of the given conditions is true, then the result is true. If all the conditions are false, then the result is false. So now let's calculate OR here. All the conditions are 0, so I got 0 here. I got 1. I got 1. And friends, this is the code for 12. How? This is 1, 2, 4, 8. So 8 plus 4 becomes 12. Alright friends, I hope it is clear. Let's see what we get. If I put bitwise OR operator between 5 and 6, I get 7. Friends, this is 5, this is 6. Now I am going to apply bitwise OR operator. So this is the code for 7 because it is 1, 2, 4, 8. So 4 plus 2 plus 1 becomes 7. Friends, next bitwise operator is caret sign. And this caret sign is equivalent to our XOR operator. Friends, truth table of XOR table is like this. Friends, in XOR, if both the conditions are same, then the output will be false. If both the conditions are different, then result will be true. So we can assume in XOR operator there is a fight between both the inputs. These inputs should not be same. If both the inputs are same, then the result will be false. Let's see. But if inputs are different, then result will be true. Alright. Now let's see what we will get here. The code for 5 is this. The code for 6 is this. Then we apply bitwise XOR. Both the conditions are different. 0 and 1. I got 1. 0 and 1. I got 1. Both the inputs are same. So I got 0. Both are same. I got 0. And friends, this is the code for 3. Because it is 1, 2, 4 and 8. 2 plus 1, I got 3. Just see, I got 3. I hope it is clear now. Friends, next bitwise operator is complement. So I am going to put here complement A. Friends, see, here value of A is 8. So I got here minus 9. Friends, to understand the working of this complement operator, you have to remember this, that complement of any variable is equal to minus of that variable and minus 1. So here complement of 8 becomes minus 8 minus 1. So it is minus 9. Alright friends, it is the simplest method to understand complement of a number. There is one more method to understand it. A is equal to 8. The code of 8 is this. To represent negative numbers, 2's complement notation is used. So let's calculate its 2's complement. To calculate 2's complement, we have to take first complement first. So all the digits will be interchanged in one complement. Then we will add 1. So friends, we got this number. Then the result is minus 9. Friends, binary code of minus 9 is 1010 is 9, and because it is negative number, so sign bit is also 1. Now let's take its 2's complement. Then we add 1. Friends, इसको समझ. Friends, there is one more method to find out the calculation. The result I got is -9. The code for 9 is this. Because it is a negative number, so sign bit will also be 1. Now let's calculate its 2's complement. Because negative numbers are represented in 2's complement form. To calculate 2's complement, first of all we will take 1's complement, so digits will be changed. Zeros will become 1 and 1's will become 0. Then we add 1 to calculate 2's complement. So friends, we got this, and our given number is 8. This is 8. Now let's take its complement. Friends, it is the same number. Alright friends, so the simplest method to calculate complement of the number is negative of that number and -1. Simple method. Friends, I hope it is clear. Now let's move to next bitwise operator, that is our right shift and left shift. I write this 5 right shift 1 time. If we write this operator once, it is greater than sign. But if I use it 2 times, then it is right shift. Right shift 5 1 times. Okay friends, now let's see how it works. The binary code for 5 is this. When we say right shift 5 1 time, it means this one will be discarded, means this one will be discarded, this 0 will shift here, this one will shift here, this 0 will shift here. Friends, I got 0 1 0, and this is the code for 2 because it is 1 2 4 8. So here I got the answer 2. Alright friends, let's see one more example. I say 10 right shift 2 times. I got 2. Let's see how. The binary code of 10 is this. When I shift it 1 time, I will get this number. Now I will shift it 1 more time. So now this 1 will be discarded. So I got 0 here, 1 here, and new bits inserted will be 0, this. And this is the code for 2. Alright friends, now left shift it. 5, left shift 1 time. I got 10. Let's see friends. The binary code of 5 is this. I am going to left shift it. It means this one will be shifted to here. Then this 0 here, 1 here, and I got a new bit. And friends, this is the code for 10 because 1, 2, 4, 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Now I take 2 and I left shift it 3 times. I got 16. Let's see. The code for 2 is this. I am going to left shift it 1 time. Alright friends, this is my starting point. This is 1. I left shift it once. I got this. I left shift it 1 more time. I got this. Now left shift 1 more time. 4 zeros and 1. Friends, this is the code for 1. Friends, this is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So right now I am having this code for 16. That is my answer. Friends, now I am going to tell you a shortcut to calculate left shift and right shift. Whenever we say right shift is equivalent to divide by 2. And friends, when we say left shift, one left shift is equivalent to multiply by 2. Because see, 5 left shift 1 time. 5 divided by 2, we will get 2. That is the answer. Alright friends, so the shortest method to calculate left shift and right shift is right shift means divide by 2 and 1 left shift means multiply by 2. Alright friends, that was all about bitwise operators. Let's see membership operators. Friends, membership operators work on list and tuple data structures. We have not studied these data structures till now, but I am using it just to explain the meaning of membership operators. I am declaring a list here having 4 different elements. Now I am declaring a variable a equal to 30, and now I want to check whether this value 30 is available in the list or not. So a in list. So I got true because value of a is 30 and 30 is available in the list. But if I say a is equal to 70, now I will get false because a is not in the list. Second membership operator is not in. So friends, now I will get true result because value of a is 70, that is not available in the list, and I am going to check if a is not in the list. So I will get true. Alright friends, so in and not in both are complement of each other. That is about membership operators. Now the last operators are identity operators. Friends, identity operators are used to just check the identity of two different variables. I am declaring a variable a equal to 10. I say b equal to 10. Now just see, a is b, so I will get true. That is true. If I declare one more variable c and I say a is c, I got false because friends, it is clear a is different, c is different. So a is c can never be possible. But if I say a is not c, then I got true result. Friends, there is one more very interesting point related to this, because just see, right now I am having same value in a and b, and a is b is giving me true result. Let's check the ID of a and b. ID of a is this, ID of b is this. So friends, both are same because values of a and b are same. So in computer memory, only one memory location is allocated to both a and b. That's why this identity operator is giving me the true result. But if I check ID of c, it must be different. That's why when I check a is c, I got false result. So I hope it is clear. So friends, now we have studied all the 7 operators in Python. But friends, if we have a statement in which more than one operators are present, then how the result will be calculated? I tell you, the result will be calculated as per the precedence of the operator. Friends, operator precedence means priority of that particular operator. If you remember, friends, in mathematics we study BODMAS. BODMAS tell us the rules how can we calculate multiple operators that are available in one single statement. In the same way, there is operator precedence that we have to follow. The highest priority is of brackets. It means if we have more than one operator in a given statement, first of all the brackets will be calculated. After that, exponent, then complement, plus, minus, then divide, then multiply, divide, modulo, and floor division, and so on. Alright friends, let's see its one example. Friends, I am writing a equal to. Friends, consider we are having this statement. So how it will be calculated? Just see, we are getting 45.5. We are getting 45.0. How? Let's see. First of all, this bracket will be solved. 10 plus 5 means 15. Then we have multiply sign. After that, 15 divided by 5 will be calculated. 15 divided by 5 means 3, and 15 3s are 45. And friends, this 15 divided by 5 will give the float value 3.0. That's why we are getting 45.0 here. Alright, let's take one more example. Friends, see, in this statement we are having so many operators. Just see how it is calculated. First of all, this bracket will be solved. 10 5s are 50. Then we have plus 4. This shift will not be executed now because we have this operator also, exponent. So 1 exponent 2 means 1 raised to the power 2. So 1 raised to the power 2 means 1. then 50 plus 4 becomes 54, then this left shift will be executed and we will get 27. Friends, how we got 27? To find out this number, you can convert this 54 value to binary and then you can do the right shift. I am doing this for you. Friends, to find out the binary equivalent of any decimal number, we can divide the number by 2 and then write it like this, write remainders here and then read all the remainders in reverse order. So the binary equivalent of 54 is 110110, and when we left shift it once, then we got 110110. It is 27 because it is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So 16 plus 8 plus 2 plus 1 becomes 27. Alright friends, I hope it is clear now. So friends, that's all about operators in Python. I hope you must have enjoyed my video. If you have learned something, you liked my video, please click on the like, share and subscribe button. Friends, if you have any suggestions, you can write in the comment box. And please give your feedback. Thank you for watching. Keep learning.